Good morning, this is Gary from Lost in the Ozarks, and today we are heading out to see if we can find Punchbowl Falls. Now last year we came in here and we weren't able to get to the falls, so Dave and I are going back today to see if we can get to the falls this time. So we think we've done the research and found the place to where we made the wrong turn last year, so come with us as we make this almost 7-mile round trip to Punchbowl Falls. So this is actually called, in case you're looking for it, this is actually called the Stack Rock Trailhead. And so we're going to register here, and somebody apparently came down here on the 12th last weekend and couldn't find the waterfall, so we have a little more confidence that we're going to find it this time. All right, so off we go. Now one good thing about this trail is it has the markers. It's part of the Ozark Highlands Trail, so it has these white markers up on the trees. They can keep you on the trail. But you can see this trail is pretty well worn, even with all the leaves still down from the winter. So, but if you ever think you're off trail, you can just keep looking for those white trail markers, and that'll keep you on the trail. We are running up on quite a few down limbs. We haven't seen a bunch of down trees, but a lot of these look old. But a couple of weeks ago, they had some pretty good snow and ice down here. So there are some small trees down. We're having to go around a bunch of limbs or over a bunch of limbs. But the trail's not too bad at all, considering the amount of snow that was down here. But just be aware, if you come anytime soon, there are a lot of down limbs and small trees down. The other side of that is, if you come in the winter, you can see that valley through there that you couldn't see if the leaves were on the trees. So this scenery is awesome. So along this part of the trail, we're going right along the bench above the bluffs. And you can see over here the bluffs on the other side. And we're going to go down into that valley here in just a little bit. And then to the other side, to the east of us, is higher ground. So we're just traveling right along this bench. And the trail's pretty flat up here, so this is not a bad part of the trail at all. When we get up here to where we climbed down, if I remember correctly, there was a little bit of sliding on your butt. So, but look at the scenery. That may give you a little bit of push to get out here and do some winter hiking. Even though, you know, we're in the middle of February, so this is actually pretty warm for February. It's supposed to be close to 70 degrees today. And I'm just about ready to come out of this long sleeve shirt. But look at that scenery that you wouldn't see if you were here when the leaves were on the trees. I'll walk over here to the edge and look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, so since we were here last time, they got the markers back up. This is where we kind of had to do a little looking around. So they've got new markers up here, I see, and this is where you start down off the bench. And I put the camera up last time so I can make sure that I didn't fall and bust my rear end, but I think this time I feel confident enough to keep the camera up. So we're going to ride around along this small bluff here and then continue down. Okay, so those bluffs over there, we were on top of those. We went down the break in the bluff, and now we're kind of doing a switchback back along the bluffs. And we're going to stop here. It's getting a little warm, so we're going to stop here, and I'm going to take off this long sleeve shirt. I can't believe we're hiking in mid-February and stripped down to a t-shirt. And there has been some work done on the trail because, like I said, these white trail markers have been replaced, and you can see where somebody's come down here with a chainsaw and cleared the trail of the trees that fell down from the snow and ice a couple of weeks ago. So I'm having a lot more confidence that we're going to find this waterfall this time around. And one thing I did want to mention, if you look at this white trail marker and you see it's hung at an angle, if it's hung at an angle like that, that indicates which way the trail turns, just in case you can't see it real good but because the leaves are down or something. So that's another way to help you get on the trail too and stay on the trail. And like I said, they've replaced a lot of these white markers because there's not even any weathering on them. But we're about to get to the point of where we really start dropping down. And I'm going to do my best to keep the camera going while we go down, but from what I remember, I may not be able to do that. So if I cut it off and then we get back to the bottom, then I'll shoot back up to let you see what you have to come down. But you know, if the footing gets too treacherous, I may have to put the camera down. Oh, here's a creek over here. Hear water running. And we're kind of switch back and forth down this rise here. And we're getting close to the spot. Like I said, this is the Ozark Highlands Trail with the white trail markers, but there's a spot up here, and I'm going to be sure to mark it on my GPS so I can give it to you. But it's where you turn. Instead of following the trail along and crossing the creek, this is where you turn and go downstream to get to the falls. Okay, so this is where you leave the Ozarks Highland Trail. You can see an old road trace here, and I've also marked it with my GPS so I can give you the GPS coordinates of where this old road trace is. And we just looked. It took us about an hour to get to this point. I think it's only like a half mile, it looks like, on the GPS where the coordinates show that the waterfall is. So we're not far from it. We've done 2 miles in around an hour, or a little over 2 miles. Of course, most of it was downhill, so be a little slower going back. But well, as you can see, somebody was kind enough to place some marker ribbon. I have to look at the GPS, but last year we crossed the creek and I think we were on the other side, on the top of those bluffs over there with no way to get down. And we got off the trail a couple of times last year too, because it wasn't real well marked like it is now. So. Alright, so we found another marker. Marks the trail down here. This is quite a descent. As you can see down there, that'll put you on top of the falls. We're going to go down to the bottom, and Dave spotted a ribbon, so we're going to head that way. Glad he spotted that ribbon, because I wouldn't want to climb all the way down there and have to climb back up. And I'm going to put a link to these hiking sticks in the video, because it sure helps you when the footing gets treacherous like this, wet and slick, muddy. That actually helps out quite a bit. There's another orange ribbon. So when you get off the trail, there's a pink one over there, Dave, to our right. Right, straight. Yep. Alright, so we spot another ribbon. We're going to head over there because we got to get down below the waterfall. I mean, the view from the top is nice, but the view from the bottom is what we're really looking for. And that'll make the best picture for sure. Better find some trees to hold on to, because after that rain, it is slick down here. I've made it through most of the crap now. As long as this tree doesn't collapse on me. Oh man. Is that not gorgeous? Okay, so we made it back to the trailhead. We found Punchbowl Falls today. I think the round trip was somewhere around 6 miles, maybe a little more, but I'll know when I pull out the GPS. When I take it back and hook it to the computer, I can see for sure. But we made it to Punchbowl Falls. We saw some people that signed into the book over here that said that they didn't find the falls. Luckily, we were able to do some research and find out about the little road trace that you take off to the right instead of following the trail on down. And then somebody had put some pink ribbons along there, so that helped too. And the only really hard part of the trail is probably the last 100 yards maybe, because it's quite a bit down. I think I got some of it, but so if I lost any because of footing, you know, just know that that's probably the hardest part of the trail, is that part down getting below the falls. And you don't have to go below the falls. The view is pretty great from above the falls, but there's something about getting below the falls and getting some of those pictures that are just magic. So be sure and like our video, and also subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And this is Gary signing off from Lost in the Ozark, and as always, thanks for watching.